What is your worst case scenario? 1, 2, 3.
I was gonna say everything stays the same. So yeah,
Yeah, okay.
So my notes for worst case scenario are Islanders keep Lee and Pajot, stick and pick in draft, run it back. Was basically what, and there's a world where you can make your selections in the draft and also improve, but the stick and pick implies that you aren't able to get out of either Lee or Pajot and run it back. Well, I mean, if you're not able to get out of either of those two contracts, like I don't know what is left that you're really doing to move it forward. Like, is the big July 1 signing to be like Islanders bring back Mike Riley on a 2-year, $3.5 million deal, and like that's the offseason addition. It's like, oh, so we're running back the same group that squeaked into the playoffs and got bounced in 5 games.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to make a move because they do have space on the blue line. Although maybe worst case scenario is literally standing pat and they keep the guys that they can keep. Mike Riley goes somewhere else because they're gonna offer him more money, and we sign Samuel Bolduc, who I believe is on. No, he still has a 1-year deal. We keep Samuel Bolduc, although we only have 5 Dion contracts. So yeah, Aho stays. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, that is a good worst case scenario.
So that would be the worst case. And obviously Scott Mayfield would come back from LTIR, which would bring us up to, actually with Scotty coming back, we're up to 6. And then with Aho, we got our 7D, we're okay. And by okay, I mean just in numbers and not literally okay in terms of playing capabilities. Our falls per 60 would jump through the roof. But that would be the worst case scenario, is they don't really do a whole lot. Or Lou tries to do something and he doesn't like the price. He just doesn't do anything at all and hopes to God it works again.
Not a good idea.
No, God, no. It would be an awful idea, which is why it's the worst case scenario, because we saw this happen last year. Not in terms of they did nothing, but if you keep what we've got and hope that randomly something goes better, which I guess would have to be Sorokin, you're leaving yourself in a situation full of pitfall and peril.
Yeah, I don't want to be sold on Patrick Waugh is the Islanders' big addition, a full off season with him, because we did that with Bo Horvat last year. And don't get me wrong, I was very happy that Bo Horvat was here. I like Bo Horvat, and we did talk about last off season about getting a full camp in and working with Barzal consistently. And guess what? He was really good for the Islanders. Like it worked out, but unfortunately, you had guys like Hudson Fasching underachieve, Pierre Engvall underachieve, Oliver Wahlstrom when he was healthy underachieve, Lee Pajot underachieve. So I think that's a good call out by you in referencing like just running it back with the same group is not good, and by far the worst case scenario.
It is by far, and it's not the likelier scenario. I think Lou Lamoriello is going to do something just by the fact that he made that trade with Chicago, as we all have referenced multiple times. But maybe something like we saw he wanted to trade Andrew Ladd's contract a year prior and just didn't do it because reasons. I forget what the reason was, but like there was just a reason that it didn't happen, and so that could happen again this time. I just didn't find what I was looking for, and then he makes all the draft picks on the draft floor, which would be disastrous. That would be a disaster.
Yeah, that would not be very good.
No. So, worst case scenario, he makes all of the draft picks, which doesn't necessarily improve per se our draft pool. Although I'm sure we jump up to like 24th or something like that, which does nothing, and then we have basically the same team again. Eesh. No bueno. If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.